I am Jessica Heron, the CEO and founder of Stella Nut Brands, and I am so excited to be here with this woman who inspires me like to the moon and back, because she's fierce and an amazing like wife, mother, activist, and change maker. And we've been lucky enough to be a partner with HollyRod for our 9th year, in which we've been able to give over 815,000, thanks to you guys, thanks to all of our customers out there that have helped us support this cause. So with no further ado, I'm gonna ask Holly a bunch of rapid fire questions. Is that okay? Can we do that? You're like, bring it. Okay.
Let's go.
Because really, people want to hear from you. All right, so who are you? And I think a lot of people know you, but I want to hear from you. What 3 words would you use to describe yourself?
3 words. Okay, I would start off with tenacious, loving, and gangsta.
And gangsta, I love it. Okay, that's fierce. Those are 3 great words. Okay, and then tell us one thing, because everyone admires you for everything that you've done, but we want to feel like we're your best friends. So tell us, what is something fun about you that it would take being stuck with us, like on a deserted island for 6 months, for us to discover? Like, what is something quirky, funny that we would not otherwise know?
I'm a wannabe singer. I wanted to sing my whole life, and I ended up getting 21 Jump Street just trying to make money to produce demos so I could be a singer. But probably the coolest thing I think I've ever done in my life, Jessica, was record a song with Prince.
What?
Yes. Yes. I barely talk about it. My kids are like, how do you not talk about this more? But I did record a song with him.
Let me just say, if I recorded a song with Prince, I would just, every day, I'd be wearing a graphic t-shirt that said, I recorded a song with Prince. And I would never wear anything else.
Amazing experience ever.
Okay, I want to hear it. You've got to share
I'm
this.
going to try to tell a truncated version. In 1992, right as I sang the theme song for Hanging with Mr. Cooper, remember theme songs when you add actual and main titles? I sang the theme song along with En Vogue. And right?
Back to life, back to reality. Okay.
The one of the members of En Vogue became my best friend, but that's a side note. So the lady who directed the main titles for the original Hang with Mr. Cooper, his name was Randy. Okay, I can't remember her last name, but she also directed a lot of Prince's videos and did his like photography. Somehow, some way, he called me. I thought it was my brother.
He called you. This is awesome.
It was my brother.
Were you like, hi, please hold?
He goes, hello, Holly, this is Prince. I was like, Matt, stop playing. Okay. So anyway, by the time I came down to earth, it was him. He told me he saw me sing on this main title theme song thing. He liked my voice. Would I come to Minneapolis and come to Paisley Park and sing a song that he wrote for me? The song was called Holly Don't Care. He literally had a cassette tape. That's how old I am. A cassette tape delivered to my apartment with a demo, his voice on it, singing a song called Holly Don't, Holly Don't, Holly Don't, Holly Don't Really Care. And it was such a cute song. It had Prince all over it. I went to Minneapolis. I recorded it. I killed it. I crushed it because I was so nervous. I was like, I'm going to do this. And then we never released it because we got into legal stuff and we never released it. But we became friends. And that's my Prince story. And I can tell my grandkids that I sang with Prince in his studio, and it was amazing. Okay.
Okay, you know what I'm thinking? We are 1 degree of separation from Prince. Like, I knew you were cool before. And speaking of your age, you've also inspired me, because on my 50th birthday, I'm just going to look like you in a bikini somehow magically. It's going to all come together for me. But oh my gosh, like that is amazing. Okay, so in addition to being now the coolest people we've ever met.
We're getting a lot of purple hearts, and that's filling me. It's giving me.
I know, I love him. So in addition to now being so many reasons why I admire you, one of the things has blown me away. So first of all, Holly and her husband are so down to earth. Like, you're these awesome, famous people that know Prince and have done all these things from 21 Jump Street and beyond. But you're so down to earth, and you're so loving, and you're so focused on giving back. And something that we're very focused on is giving back to support families struggling with autism. So now that we know you, why did you start supporting autism?
Well, many people know that my son, RJ, who is now 23, 20 years ago, he was diagnosed with autism. It was a sad day. You've heard me tell the story a million times. The never day when we were told all these things he would never do. And one of them was that he would never have meaningful employment. Well, or he would never drive and all these other things. It was a really sad day. And so anybody
They
out
also say that he would never say, I love you, or never.
I love you, never mainstream, never have friends, all these things. And, you know, when you tell a parent that, it's devastating, right? It's just devastating. You have no hope. You're already kicked in the gut about how to navigate this autism journey. So he's doing so many of those things now. And I just wanted to share that story. And we also wanted to help other families impacted by autism, and especially as when it comes to jobs, Jessica. People with autism can be not only a great employee, but possibly your best employee. My son now works for the Los Angeles Dodgers. He's a clubhouse attendant. He does laundry. He puts everything in their lockers. It doesn't sound like it's a big deal, but it's
It's a big deal.
Why can't he do laundry at home, but he can do it for a whole baseball team? But that's another.
Okay. So I have to say, I actually think your words that you started out with like tenacious loving gangsta is like the best, because frankly, if you are a mama of a child, you become a tenacious loving gangsta for like their needs no matter what. But when you have a child that needs more advocacy, you found yourself in the position of having that need, but you also had resources, and not everybody does. So tell me what you do, and what does HollyRod do for families of people going through that same kind of never day?
Well, HollyRod's been around for 20 years, so we've evolved. We started off helping technology so that they could communicate if they were nonverbal. We still do that. And then as RJ grew, the foundation grew with him. So as we saw the need to advocate for teenagers, as he became a teenager, as we started to see his needs, we started to put that out into the community. So all these years, and the 9 years that you guys have been supporting HollyRod, we built RJ's Place, which you've seen, and it's just amazing. And there we help families impacted by autism with all kinds of compassionate care, caregiving issues, but job training as well. We connect young people with autism with corporations that will hire them. They understand that the importance of hiring them. And it's just been such an amazing journey. I mean, I love being able to have RJ as an example and show people the possibilities in life of these young people who are so brilliant. They just process things differently. And oftentimes that brings diversity to your workforce. So we help these families, these young people with jobs, with all kinds of issues. And now that COVID hit, it really it stopped us in our tracks because we couldn't fundraise like we usually do. So we are so fortunate to have organizations like Stella and Dot and all your brands to support us during this time where nonprofits were really struggling.
You know, I've been thinking about this, and I've been telling this to all of our ambassadors and our customers in our community. You know, we've been such proud supporters, and I have been able to sit next to someone at your fundraising gala, a person who's been enabled by the support of being able to communicate and just feel the difference that makes for that family. And I have been able to go see an opening of RJ Place, and it's incredible. But last year in April, when we were talking, or I guess it was May afterwards, the pandemic was so disruptive that everyone's world was rocked. We've all had pain over the last year. We know it one way or another. You have suffered from COVID, whether it's loneliness, anxiety, depression. But for those people that had COVID, lost someone with COVID, or families that were already struggling with people who couldn't get care that they really rely on to be able to work, or women disproportionately forced out of the workplace, people who are already struggling. It was so hard. How did that impact the families that need and rely on being able to go out to survive every day?
I'll just say my own personal situation. RJ basically could not go he was yanked from spring training in the beginning of the Major League Baseball season last year. And he was not able to go into the COVID bubble with the rest of the group. They had to narrow down the amount of people that came in contact with these players. And it was crushing for him because, just as someone with autism, he thrives on routine. He thrives on getting up every morning, doing the same thing, and then being left out and just will he ever get his job back? All of that. And, obviously we're blessed to support him. So it wasn't like he, couldn't afford to live. but it was just the emotional drama of going through it and his mental health, which so many of us have seen that with our kids not in school. And then I want to mention what happens with kids with autism at home when you have to become their teacher and their therapist.
Oh.
That's who I was communicating with. We couldn't do a lot at RJ's place because of social distancing, but I would get on here like I'm talking with you and talk to families who are dealing with having to do therapy at home on their own. Like you said, women who now can't work, or they have to work at home, and they have to also take care of their kids, and they also have to do therapies for their kids with autism. It was devastating, man.
It's struggle on top of struggle on top of struggle.
Yeah, everyone was impacted. So we supported all the families that we've been supporting. We kept in touch with them. We made sure they had the basic things that they needed, whether it was, lunch programs, food, just things that they needed. So the worst thing about COVID, we all know, but the best thing I think is it brought together some communities, but many nonprofits were impacted, and we were one of them.
That's right. And so this year, I'm like, okay, we designed, I think, the best collection we ever have for autism. Our team was so, we felt so bad. But, our business was impacted. We thus didn't sell as much product, didn't fundraise. And we're like, okay, next year we've got to make it up. We've got to be able to just go for it. And so we have a Shop for the Cause boutique that we have across all of Stella Dot family of brands. We're unified by purpose, whether it's our accessories brands with Stella Dot or our clean skincare brand Ever at ever.com. When you shop our Cause boutique in all of April, 20% of those proceeds are going to support HollyRod. And if you're wondering, people, if it adds up, if like your small actions make a difference, it does. We've added up to over $815,000 in contribution. So I want to ask you, so people can get this feel for this, like, what do you do? What happens in the life of a client with $10,000 goes into your organization? Like, what happens to their life with it or without that support?
Yeah, well, our donations support all of our programs, right? And so we're able to organize, whether it's social outings for families, or, a 10K donation can allow, us to provide assistive technology for 20 families.
That's a lot. That's life-changing for so many people.
Sorry, my dogs.
That's okay. We're so used to this now. Like, anything should be happening in the background. It's okay.
It's crazy. This house is insane. And so, yeah, so we have the abilities to support so many people with the funds that are raised from our cooperation and our part. Jeff?
Don't worry about it. Just ignore the dog. We'll ignore the dog barking. But I think the thing is, I want everyone to know it adds up and it makes a huge difference. And when you see and feel the difference that it makes in these clients' lives, it's a huge, huge relief. So you're back. So, I want to say so we know it's going to make a difference. Have you seen what do you think, Holly, of the products we're sharing? Do you have the collection yet?
I love it. I'm obsessed with my necklace.
We're twinning is winning for a cause right now.
Yes. And of course, our rainbow friendship bracelet is always amazing.
It's so pretty.
All my friends are asking me for these, and I'm like, go get them. And I'm so excited. And then, Keep Collective has been super supportive. And what I love is that this year we're doing it across 3 brands. And okay, I don't have
this is huge,
but I'm just saying, I love me some body butter. So when I saw that there was going to be this lavish body butter in our autism collection, I was so excited. This is an amazing product.
Well, Holly, that's why we know we need to make it up for having the pandemic affected last year. We're taking our best seller from Ever. That's an Allure 2 times, best of beauty winner. It's a #1 seller. And we're like, this is going to autism in April. We have got to make this happen. So I'm so glad you like it. You deserve a little R&R relaxation for all that you do for the world. So spread that all over your gorgeous self. So I'm so glad. How do people get involved? So they know they can shop with our brands, but what else could people do locally? And just what's your best advice if you want to be an advocate for families dealing with autism? What can we do? How do we deal it with HollyRod, and how do we do it locally?
Well, of course, make donations if you're able to. To this. That's what I love about this collection, is just that you really do feel good. Oh, sorry, forgot my rainbow poof.
How cute is that? And the rainbow strap. Do you love the rainbow strap too that you can click onto bags? It's adorable.
Great collection. Purchase, donate. It adds up. We've already over $815,000 over the last 9 years. I mean, come on. But if you don't have that, if you can't do that, you can go to hollyrod.org, make any kind of donation. You can support a family in your local community. There are autism families everywhere. It's 1 in 54 children are on the spectrum. So support your.
Can you say that again? I want to make sure everybody hears that.
Yeah. So the latest CDC numbers are that 1 in 54 children in the U.S. have autism, and so this is something that is very prevalent. You know, if you don't have someone in your family who's on the spectrum, you know somebody who knows somebody, and someone at your school or someone in your community. Support them, befriend them, find out from their family what they need. You know, if they find out what they need, if they need something, I don't know, maybe childcare for another child, anything. So it doesn't always have to be about writing a check.
That's right. I love that advice. So there's all something. I think that over the last year, that we've all had these moments where you feel so overwhelmed with the problems of the world, you just want to curl up in the fetal position and cry. And I think out of that, the only way to advance is recognize that you can't solve every problem in the world. But if we all tried to solve something small for the person right next to us, there would be no problems left in the world. Like, we really can. Small actions make an impact. That's why we are very proud. We've just announced at Stella & Dot that we have changed our model to You Shop, We Give with every single purchase. So in addition to our cause boutiques, we are going to support causes that help women and children rise. Because I truly believe that when you do that, if you lift up a woman, she will lift up the next generation. She will lift up her community. You will create a more fair and equal world for all of humankind. And I think all of us over the last year just woke up to this idea, like, you just cannot stand there and watch inequities and suffering and actually be happy yourself. Like, we can't just be bystanders of other human pain. And you never have been, and you are. I want everyone to know, I would just say, Holly is like hustling, working, doing this. Like, you could be on a beach somewhere relaxing, and yet you choose to use your time and your name and just fighting every single day. Like, so I just love it. I think you've done such an amazing job, and we're so honored to join you in this. We're going to knock it out of the ballpark for you, I promise.
Well, let me just say, and especially to all the people who are on this live, and then all people who have supported us in the past by purchasing this from this amazing collection, you guys already do all of that, right? Your whole brand, you're such a philanthropic brand, and you get that. Like, that's at your core. And so, yeah, this last year kicked us into high gear. People like you, people like me, who are very focused on giving back. It's like, okay, we're not doing enough. We got to do more.
Not doing enough.
It rebranded us in some ways. So, and so I just want to say thank you, to everyone across the Stella & Dot brands, everybody who is supported, bought these friendship bracelets. They're just so cute. Sometimes I see some of my friends with friendship bracelets from like 2016. I'm like, honey, you got to upgrade.
You got to update that. You got to stack them.
Yeah. And so I'm just so thankful. Again, it was a tough year for HollyRod Foundation, and you guys expanding and putting so many awesome items in this collection is going to hopefully give us the spark that we need to raise more funds. But already you've done so much that we're just super grateful.
Let's let the lasting effects of this pandemic be that calling to do more proactively, more often, and rise up from this challenge. So thank you for everything you've done. We love you, and thanks for joining me today. I'll talk to you soon.
Got it. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.